Home Interiors, and by the Wind River Casino.
Vergara, nice pass down low, left hand, good. SB with the dish.
Now to Rustler Jim for the Porter's Tailgate pregame show. Here's John Gabrielson.
Well, yesterday we started late. Today we start early, so that averages things out, does it not? Hey, good afternoon. I'm John Gabrielson. This is Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media. Final moments of the women's game between Fort Hays, what we're looking at. Fort Hays right now is trailing Salt Lake. Salt Lake leading 94-40. On your Fremont Therapy scoreboard as they're winding this one down. Coming up in the Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show, we're going to take a look at a lot of different things. Our CWC men are 1-1. They survived an overtime win earlier this afternoon. Our volleyball team wrapped up their conference schedule last night, and also it was our CWC women playing yesterday and then playing again today. So our men split on the weekend. They're on their way back to Fremont County, and our women will be taking on Western Nebraska coming up in just a few minutes. And then a game for the ages right now. The Wyoming Cowboys, as I look up at my monitor going on here right now, Wyoming Cowboys and the New Mexico Lobos are 35 apiece. And it's not even halftime yet in that game in New Mexico. It's two teams, I think, just saying whatever at this point, because Wyoming, I think, has thrown 2 or 3 flea flickers in every game up to this point, just kind of trying to get something to spark on the season. But they're 35 apiece going in, and it's almost halftime right now down at Lobos Land in New Mexico. Again, this is the Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show. We'll have our Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime statistics and postgame stats. We'll also have the Bailey Enterprises postgame show. Fremont Chevy is your scoreboard sponsor, and we appreciate everything that they do as you're looking at the court of the final 1 minute of a game that is 96-42 right now. And I'm going to talk up until the time that this game ends, which, I mean, the game is all but over, but still not over as fouls continue to come in. They had an ejection, I think, just a little while ago of some players in that. But we'll talk about volleyball real quick, and they are awaiting their regional seed and their first-round opponent at the Region 9 tournament that I believe begins Wednesday in LCCC down in Cheyenne. They will be the host. Top 4 teams from the north will meet the top 4 teams from the south. They'll cross bracket 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. And Central right now, I think, is going to end up as the number 3 seed as it stands right now. Western Wyoming gave Eastern Wyoming their first and only loss, of the conference season last night. They are finally at halftime at New Mexico, 35-35, the Cowboys and the Lobos at halftime right now. That is a wild score for two teams battling for a little bit of an identity, as Salt Lake with a steal and a bucket, and they have 100 points. Salt Lake has hit the century mark on Fort Hays, 100-42, and then a foul will send Fort Hays to the line with 30 seconds left to play. Central Volleyball beat Gillette in 4 yesterday. Like I said, probably looking at a 3 seed right now, which would match them up with a number 2 from the south, which is going to be Western Nebraska, and that is the opponent today for the CWC ladies. Western Nebraska, coached by Ryan Davis, and it's interesting. They've kind of had a little carousel of coaches as of late, but they still are successful year in, year out. Last year's coach gone after a year, maybe 2, but I believe he put up a 21-7 record, and then fell in the first round of the it would be the second round. It's in the quarterfinals. Is actually the second round. Salt Lake just going to dribble it out and win it right now, as the shot clock and game clock are about a second apart from each other right now. 100-43, as Salt Lake defeated Central yesterday, 95-41, and they beat Fort Hays today, 100-43. So Salt Lake ranked in the... Not exactly sure what happened right there, but they just stopped the game essentially and gave him back the basketball, and there's the buzzer. And this ball game is over. And it officially sets us up with the Mountain View Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show. And we'll talk about men's basketball. We'll talk about yesterday's game for the CWC ladies. And we'll also get you up to date on a lot of other things that are going on sports-wise. So with that, we're official. We're going to start it. The Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show is next. Central versus Western Nebraska. A little bit of history on it first, a little bit of players to watch, and the pregame show will roll on as they put 15 minutes on the clock, and we'll get ready to go. This is Rustler Basketball. We'll be back with your Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show right after this.
Rustler Sports On Air are brought to you in part by Porter's Supply of Riverton, offering grills, spas, fire pits, gas stoves, wood-burning stoves, and Green Mountain pellets. They are located at 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton. Details can be found online at portersmvs.com. Thanks to Porter's Supply for the sponsorship of tonight's pregame show.
I buckle up because I think about my family and how important it is to know that I'm going to be coming back home to them safely.
My reason for buckling up is that I value safety in my life, and I want to make sure I'm there for years to come for my children.
My reason for buckling up is to get home to my dog.
I buckle up because my wife thinks it's a safe thing to do, and I have two beautiful little boys to go home to every night, and I just think it's too important not to get thrown out of a vehicle if you have a rollover accident.
I think about my dad when I buckle up. He lost his best friend from not wearing a seatbelt, so I always make sure to wear my seatbelt so he doesn't lose another best friend.
All right, Pepsi-loving football fans, it's time we had a lesson in trash talk. You heard that right, trash talk. And I'm not talking about that stuff that happens on the field. What I'm talking about is trash, like literal trash. And it's the only thing that belongs in your garbage can. No, recycling might not be as thrilling as converting a 4th and long or taking a kickoff to the house. But I think we can all agree Hail Marrying plastic bottles into the recycling bin gets pretty close. And let's be honest, your spiral could use some work. So next time you're thinking about throwing that Pepsi Zero Sugar bottle away, just cap it back up and pretend you're down by 6 with the recycling bin wide open. Know the difference? Make a difference. Be a team player and recycle. Visit PepsiTrashTalk.com to learn more.
This is the Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show. It is the 0-1 CWC women taking on the 1-0 Western Nebraska Cougars out of Scottsbluff, Nebraska. They are coached by their first-year head coach, Ryan Davis. Last night was his first head coaching job since the pandemic. He was the head men's basketball coach at Sheridan, and then you remember COVID hit, and Sheridan got rid of all of their athletics. They have not brought them back. He got married like a month after the pandemic stopped the season for Sheridan. He spent some time at the University of Kansas as an assistant, and 4 years of Rock Chalk Jayhawk down there, and learned a thing or two about basketball. He was the Sheridan men's coach for 3 years, and now a little bit closer to Sheridan. I don't know if Sheridan's home. He's more from that Midwest area on the other side of Scottsbluff, but at Scottsbluff as the head coach of the Western Nebraska Cougars, and they're 1-0 after they had a big win over Fort Hays yesterday. And he and his assistant coach, Cheyenne Perot, who was a starting guard for Western Nebraska in the 2021 National Tournament Final Four team. And they've got a pretty salty basketball team coming in here today. 2 Latvians, 2 Spanish players, 2 Brazilian players on this team. And again, they're going to press the Rustlers 94 feet. And it's going to be up to the Rustler guards to handle that pressure to get the ball into the front court. It is the 28th meeting in modern day for these 2 basketball teams. It has been owned by Western Wyoming. They have won 24 of the 27 meetings. And the Central's 3 wins, 1 of them was by forfeit. So Central has really only beaten Western Nebraska twice in 26 attempts of basketball. Even the year that they won the forfeit, they had lost the game on the court, but ended up winning by forfeit. And CWC's biggest win was 8. So when CWC gets a W over this team, it's a very hard-fought game. And then on the other side, Western Nebraska has dominated. They, at one point in a game we did here just a few years ago, they beat Central by 87 points on this floor right here. So CWC's got a little bit of an uphill climb against this Western Nebraska Cougar basketball team. Get you the starting lineups here in just a few, but when we come back on the Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show, we're going to talk about some other athletes at Central Wyoming College and the men's basketball team and the volleyball team. We'll do that. The Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show continues right after this.
At Fremont Chevy in Riverton, being in the community isn't just how we do business, it's our way of life. We think of our team, our customers, and our local community as one big family. For us, being community partners is more than just a source of great pride. It gives us a deep sense of responsibility. We are excited to bring you the scoreboard for Rustler Athletics on Rustler Media. See Fremont Chevy online and at North Federal Boulevard in Riverton.
County10.com supports this Rustler radio broadcast. At County 10, their mission is to connect the communities that make up Fremont County. Whether you're looking for updated community news, the local events calendar, up-to-date job listings, the details about new businesses in town, the Student of the Week spotlight, or just want to watch local athletic events, County10.com is working to keep Fremont County communities connected.
Support of Rustler Radio comes from Fremont Therapy. They have been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletes for over 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes and their families one-on-one. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. Their services include aquatic therapy, dry needling, pelvic floor, and women's health therapy, and more. You can find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment at FremontTherapyGroup.com. They have locations in Lander, Riverton, Green River, Rock Springs, Saratoga, and Rawlins.
Bailey Enterprises is a supporter of CWC Athletic Broadcasts. Bailey's operates Pit Stop Travel Centers, Bailey Tire and Auto Service, Bailey Oil Company, Speedway Cafe, Evergreen Wholesale, and Central Wyoming Transportation. All can be found online at BaileyTire.com. Stick around for Bailey's postgame show after the game.
You are in the Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show, brought to you by PortersMVS.com, corner of Sunset and Federal in Riverton. Congratulations to Kim Davis and the CWC volleyball team. They picked up a W, and they beat Gillette in 4 last night, and waiting on the final shaking out of details as LCCC has to play Western Wyoming today. Western Wyoming defeated Eastern Wyoming, gave them their first loss of the season in Region 9 play last night. So maybe there's no turnover at 1 and 2. It's going to be Eastern 1. It's going to be Western Wyoming 2. But whoever 3 is still yet to be determined. But it looks like CWC has the inside track on that. Probably looking at the 3 seed, as I said. Men's basketball would go 1-1 in Rock Springs, playing at Western Nebraska at their opening tournament. They would fall to Utah State Eastern in a defensive battle, 55-45. That was yesterday. Then came back. They knocked off Lamar from the Region 9 South, knocked them off in overtime. Central Boys, the men's team, winning 85-78. Jordan Peel, 23 points. He had 3 3-pointers. Hunter Trago, 20 points, hitting 4 of 6 from the arc. Also in double figures, Isaac Paddock with 16. Dom McLawrence had 13. Central would go 19 of 25 from the free throw line. Central men 1-1 on the season. They have just an unbelievable November of basketball. I think they have 10 games over the course of 20-something days in the month of November. They're on the road to Sterling, Colorado Tuesday. They'll come home and they'll take on Salt Lake City and the Utah Rebels Friday, Saturday. Then Monday, they go to Dawson at Glendive, Montana. So 6 games in like 11 days to start the basketball season for Coach Pat Rafferty and the CWC men's team. But again, they did get an overtime win today by a final count of 85-78 and are 1-1 on the season under the redirection of head coach Pat Rafferty, who coached here for a couple of years prior to the pandemic, then is now back at the helm of CWC. CWC women fell yesterday to Salt Lake, and unfortunately in the lifetime scheme of things, now 0-11 lifetime against the Bruins, ranked 25th in the country, and trying to buck the history trend against the Cougars of Western Nebraska. We'll talk about starting lineups, players to watch after this break. This is the Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show from Rustler Media.
Support of Rustler Athletics comes from Sutherland's on North Federal Boulevard in Riverton. Whether you have a minor repair or a large project, take advantage of Sutherland's many rewards. Sign up for our emails and monthly gifts. Save even more with the Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Apply online or see a store associate for complete details. You can order online for in-store or curbside pickup at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's of Riverton, helping you build it better since 1917.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're bringing more providers and medical specialists into the region. We're investing in more advanced medical technologies and spending millions to upgrade facilities and equipment. So access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show continuing as we take a look at starting lineups, and we'll look at those lineups first off for the CWC women. Their head coach is Keith Wyatt in his first year, his second game as a head coach at CWC, and they will start the same five they started yesterday. Tal Ballin, 5'6" sophomore out of Provo, Utah. She fouled out early in the game yesterday. She's still not quite, I think, 100% health-wise. She was battling some illness earlier on in the week, and Tal getting the start tonight. Number 4, SB Vergara, the 5'7" sophomore Esperanza Vergara out of Blackfoot, Idaho, scored 14 points, hit 8 of 10 free throws last night. Got her hand dinged up, and her right hand is taped up today. She's sitting at midcourt tying her shoe at the current moment, and you can see that that right hand of hers is taped up. I asked Coach, I said, how's her hand? He said, it's okay. It's not good, but it is okay. So we'll watch the right hand of SB Vergara, the leading scorer of CWC. Wearing number 10 is a 5'7" sophomore out of DuBois, Wyoming. Scored 4 points last night. That is Marin Baker. Number 24 is Laura Ring. Laura also fouled out in the fourth quarter yesterday. She did have 7 points, knocked down a triple. She is from New Zealand. She is a 6'1" freshman, is Laura Ring. And then wearing number 42 is Sophie Wilkinson. Sophie is a 6'3" freshman. She is from New Zealand as well. She had 11 rebounds by my count last night, the 6'3" freshman. So it will be Ballin, Vergara, Baker, Ring, and Wilkinson. Still without the services of Tiff Trevort. She'll be gone for pretty much the month of November and into December, as she had her meniscus, I believe, repaired not too long ago surgically. So she is having the recover from that. And then also back on the team is Estela Bello Sancho, a 5'8" freshman from Zaragoza, Spain, as she was under the weather most of the week, and she is available tonight. Coach wasn't sure how much she'd go given her conditioning after being ill over the course of the week. And Kira Lincoln, Lander High School product for CWC, not playing yesterday or today on an academic issue, according to the head coach. So it will be Ballin, Vergara, Baker, Ring, and Wilkinson dressed in their home whites with the orange and black accents today. Taking on the Western Nebraska Cougars, head coach Ryan Davis in his second game as head coach of the Cougars from Western Nebraska. He will start like this, a 5'5" sophomore from Brazil. That is Helena Cook. Helena is, she played 35 minutes in the blowout win yesterday over Fort Hays, did Helena, as I believe, what do they got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They only have 8 players suited out, so somebody had to play more minutes, and that was Helena yesterday, as she played 35. Wearing number 13 is a 5'7" sophomore out of Granada, Spain, is Laura Montiel. Adelina Ortane is from Latvia. She scored 20 points and had 14 rebounds yesterday in the win. Wearing number 24 is Zoe Cipollina. She is a 5'8" freshman out of Latvia as well. She scored 22 points with 5 rebounds, hit 3 3-pointers. And then Natalie Dunca, a 6'1" sophomore out of Santa Catarina, Brazil, wears number 34. Cook, Montiel, Ortani, Zipolina, and Dunca. You're also going to see Hernandez and Vieira and Mitchell out on the court, as a couple of players did not make the trip. As a matter of fact, let me make sure that I'm spouting that off to you correctly. Yeah, Myers did not come, and nor did Carly Zonka as well. As the teams done with their warm-ups, heading to their respective benches. We're going to have the starting lineups coming up shortly, and I think possibly another national anthem coming your way. Appreciate you tuning in on RustlerAthletics.com. Big thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media crew. I see Addie and Noah up here in the booth. I'm not sure, is Amanda directing? Julian's directing. All right, excellent. Julian is our director today. He was up here camera operating yesterday, now directing as our new media kids get the full experience at Central Wyoming College. Steve Barlow will be your PA announcer here in just a few minutes. We'll turn it over to him, and he'll get you the starting lineups that we just went over. Again, it'll be Cook, Montiel, Ortani, Cipollina, and Dunca, the starters for Western Nebraska. Fans are rising to their feet. We'll get a national anthem here in mere moments as 10s are on the scoreboard, and we are ready to go.
Fans, welcome to the second game of the day between Western Nebraska and your Central Wyoming College Rustlers. Before we announce the starters, please rise for the national anthem. Announce the starters. I just want to remind everyone that the NJCAA Region 9, Central Wyoming College and Western Nebraska appreciate good sportsmanship. Please show these young ladies the respect they deserve, as well as the coaches and officials, with your language and your actions. Cheer for your favorite team and not against the others. Thank you. All right, now let's meet the starters. First for Western Nebraska, a 5'5" sophomore, number 10, Helena Cook. A 5'5" sophomore, number 13, Laura Montiel. A 6-foot sophomore, number 21, Adelina Urtain. 5'8" freshman, number 24, Josephine Cipollina. And a 6'1" sophomore, number 34, Natalie Dunca. Western Nebraska is coached by head coach Ryan Davis. Now let's meet your Rustlers. First, from Provo, Utah, a 5'6" sophomore, number 1, Natalia Ballin. From Blackfoot, Idaho, a 5'7" sophomore, number 4, Espy Vergara. From Du Bois, Wyoming, a 5'7" sophomore, number 10, Marin Baker. From New Zealand, a 6'1" freshman, number 24, Laura Ring. And from New Zealand, a 6'3" freshman, number 42, Sophie Wilkinson. Rustlers are coached by head coach Keith Wyatt. Good luck, ladies.
Central in the home whites, orange numbers, black trim. Western Nebraska, the navy blue, the Vegas gold of the accents. Western Nebraska across their front as Wilkinson will step into the midcourt circle and is against Zoe Cipollina. Western Nebraska left to right as we look at Rustler Gymnasium, and they will control the tap and start things. Montiel wide open and missing the layup is Cipollina, and a quick rebound by Wilkinson. Boy, that was a well drawn up tap play, but missed the bunny right out of the gate. And Central with their first attack. Wilkinson to Ring. Ball bounces off the back of the head of Cook, and she'll take it away. First turnover of the ball game on Central's behalf. Cipollina was not. It was Dunca that was in the midcourt circle doing the jump honors. Shot clock down to 10. Central on defense. Pump fake and a travel. It was a delayed call, but I think the right call is she took off before she put the ball on the floor. And the turnover, going to give it back to Central. Not quite a minute old on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. I'm John Gabrielson, flying solo today, wishing Devin Davis a good, quick, speedy recovery as Vergara knocks into, not sure what's telling a couple of players on the Central bench they have to sit down. The Tiff Trevort and Kira Lincoln telling them to sit down as Central's going to get their second turnover of the game. Turn, shot off glass, not good, but a rebound, and they go to the floor. It's going to be Central. Good job going to the floor to get the rebound. Western Nebraska 0 for 2 in the early going. Central breaking the press, ball and hands it back to Vergara. I think that was Marin Baker in the middle of that pack to get the rebound and force the arrow. Ball in wide open, Vergara. She'll miss the bunny. Wow. That might have been a double dribble on Cipollina. She'll get it back. She'll fire a triple. That is good. Zoe Cipollina knocks down the triple, and it's 3-0. Boy, each team missing bunnies in this one. Tal was going to shoot a three. She saw Vergara wide open underneath and couldn't get it done. 10-second violation on the pressure will flip the turnover. Third turnover of the game in the first 147 of the contest for Central. Montiel, crossover, got away from Vergara, but did not because Espy grabbed a hold of her and commits the foul. First personal foul on Espy. We shot a few free throws yesterday. 72 free throws attempted in yesterday's game. Won by Salt Lake. Montiel inbounds it. Throwing it off the foot of Ring is Cipollina, and it will go Western Nebraska. 20 to shoot still. Montiel triggers the inbound, and a shot doesn't go in, but a offensive rebound picked up by Ortani. And now Western Nebraska will reload. Taking it to the left-hand side with the right hand is Dunca. She will score. It's 5-0. Baker in trouble. Wrestling the ball away from her is Montiel. Shootout for Cook for a triple. Goes off the backboard, no good, but another offensive rebound. That three is off the front of the mark and no good, but Ring will run it down for Central. We spent a lot of time on the end of the floor down here on this one. Central with 4 turnovers. Got to protect that rock as Ballin is going to go down the right-hand runner. Missed it. Western Nebraska rebound by Ortani, and nice extra pass to Dunca, and a basket and a timeout called. 3 minutes into it, it's 7-0. Western Nebraska taking advantage of 4 Rustler turnovers, and they have a 7-0 advantage to start things off. We'll be back with more from Rustler Gym right after we do this.
Rustler Radio sports broadcasts are brought to you in part by YOTV, 307-851-9397. It's football season. Don't get penalized with unnecessary expenses. Get a V-Box from YOTV. All the games with no subscriptions. And not just football. You'll get to watch everything, including your TV shows, even your local channels. Get a V-Box from YOTV. 307-851-9397.
Rustler Radio is supported by Altitude Interiors by Gales and Lander. Altitude Interiors offers a wide range of flooring options, including carpet, laminates, luxury vinyl plank, and more. Additionally, they provide walk-in showers and custom rug binding services to match your specific size and material preferences. Installation services are available, and financing options can be discussed. Learn more about Altitude Interiors by visiting altitudeinteriors.net.
Thanks for tuning in to Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media. I'm John Gabrielson, flying solo. Again, Devin Davis normally be with me probably on this Saturday afternoon. Devin recovering from a little health scare earlier in the week. Scary to us, I'm sure even scarier to Devin. But he's on the road to recovery, and we wish him well. 7 to play in the first quarter, 7-0. Cross-court, Walker underneath. Wilkinson laid up and in. Nice quick play as they beat the press. Katie Walker, newly inserted into the ball game, gets an assist as she got it down to Wilkinson. 7-2. Out of the timeout, Central handled business. Montiel up top, pump fake. Zipolina, she'll go the distance, put it up, no good, but she's fouled. Central foul on Sophie Wilkinson. It's going to send Zipolina to the line. She was 5 of 6 free throw shooting yesterday and hits the first here. They do not sub in after the first free throw. They will do it after the second. And they knock it in, and they will sub out. 5 points for Zipolina. She's going to stay in as Ortani and Cook come out of the ball game. Substitutions in. Asia Mitchell, also Lydia Hernandez. Ballin, backcourt, hands it back to Vergara. Jump pass up ahead, Walker. Walker will cross the timeline with a couple of seconds to spare. Hands it back to Vergara. 9-2 the score. Western Nebraska out in front on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. SB into the lane. Wilkinson fouled. Good give and go again. And Sophie's going to go to the line. Catching the foul. Looks like it's going to be on Zipolina. First personal on her, and Sophie Wilkinson to the line. The New Zealander at the free throw line is on the way and good. She will have another. She has all 3 of the Central points and is going to stay at 3 as that one clangs off the iron. Dunca the rebound. 9-3. Western Nebraska the advantage. They have the basketball. Oh, great back door and a put in by Zipolina. Great pass up top. Caught Vergara zigging one way on the outside and went back door and scored on her. 11-3 now. Ballin across the timeline and then throws it away, trying to give it back to Vergara. Up ahead, running the pack, and a foul is going to be called as Mitchell tried to lay it up. I think it's Tal Ballin, her first personal. Again, Tal, she exited mid-third quarter yesterday with 5 fouls, and I think a conditioning might lend that for her as well, as she's been feeling a little under the weather as of late, as Asa Mitchell knocks down the free throw. Second one is no good. Ball gets tapped out into the hands of Montiel. Offensive rebound, and then a triple on the way is nothing but net for Zipolina, her second 3 of the contest. And just like that, it's a 12-point Western Nebraska advantage. Rustlers will break the pressure. Walker, step back, rejected on a 3. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to go out of bounds to Western Nebraska. Good defensive play by Dunka that time as she just got in the face of Katie Walker, who tried to hit the three, and it got tipped out of bounds off Katie and went back to Western Nebraska. Rhea Ukai is checked into the lineup for Laura Ring. Rhea out of Kosovo, missed the last 13 games of the season, injured last year. Nice another backdoor, good defensive help by Wilkinson. Shovels it one-handed right side, cutting to the hoop. Dunka spins, turns for 8, missed it badly. Ukai will get the rebound. Central 1 for 4 shooting right now. Western Nebraska has already shot 11 times. Central has only shot 4 as Ukai loses the handle. It goes out of bounds. A lot of bodies were getting banged around down there, and Ukai just lost the handle in all of that traffic and loses it out of bounds. Western Nebraska playing with essentially just 3 subs. Only 2 have played up to this point as Lydia Hernandez is checked into the game. Baseline turn 6, good by Dunka. That is a nice move on the low block down there, kind of that short corner. Turns around and lets one nestle in, and it's an 6-point performance for Dunka, and it's a 14-point lead. Ukai baseline, missed it. Good lead pass by Vergara, but Ukai can't hit the basket. Pump fake underneath and a foul. No, a travel violation on Montiel. Second turnover of the game on the Cougars of Western Nebraska. Full court pressure and knocked away by Mitchell. All 10 players were within 20 feet of the hoop, as if this was Central's end to shoot at. Baker back in. We're also going to see Laura Liberal. She'll check in, and we're going to see Natalia Tintor. Tintor is a 6'1" freshman from Belgrade, Serbia. Laura Liberal out of Spain. Gives the ball to Laura. It's a man-to-man press, looks like. Baker's going to give it back to Laura. There's the 10-second count. That's the second time that has happened. Second time the Rustlers have been 10 counted by the defense of Western Nebraska. Salt Lake brought the defense against the Rustlers yesterday, and Cougars have picked up where they left off. 17-3, nice cut, nice basket. Ortani, her first basket of the ball game on a nice pass, and then a steal on the inbound, and they'll give it right back as they trade turnovers. Liberal loses it in the front court. Up ahead, Mitchell, one-on-one, Ukai, missed it. Following, putting back up is Ortani. 3 rebounds and 4 points for Ortani. And another throwaway. Central. Right side triple, Ortani. Nothing but net. This one's getting out of hand early for the Rustlers. Ukai dribbling through traffic. Has it stolen away from behind by Mitchell. 24-3. We still have 2:40 left to play in the first quarter of this one. It has been all Cougars and often as Katie Walker from behind, I believe, going to get whistled for a foul. And she does. Dunka back into the lineup. Cipollina back into the lineup. Also in Katie Vieira checking in for Western Nebraska. She's from Berthoud, Colorado. Travel call on Montiel at the top will be the 4th turnover of the game. Natalie Dunka is a Division I transfer from Pacific University. She has 6 points already. Turnover number 12 on the Rustlers at midcourt. They get the favor paid back by the Cougars underneath the basket on their 5th turnover. 24-3, Western Nebraska out in front. They've backed off the full court pressure, picking them up about three-quarter court. Vergara will get it across the timeline. Ukai, high post right side, hands it back to Baker. Marin steps back, triple is on the way, no good. And the rebound, number 4 for Ortani, brings them into the front court. Montiel goes baseline as it knocked out of bounds. Good defensive play by the Rustlers. New Mexico has scored on Wyoming. They're in the third quarter of that, 38-35. I think shot clocks should not have been reset because that ball did not get put up there. So here's the deal is, I can tell you, it should be at 20, but they're going to put it at 15. Shot clock was at 20 as I go back and look at what we have for instant replay, which is actually the web stream. Long triple, Cipollina is no good. Tintor the rebound. And then they'll lose the handle on it. Triple left side is good. Third three of the game for Zoe Cipollina. She has 13 points already, and then a foul is going to be called on Ortani at the half-court stripe. First personal on her. Second team foul on Western Nebraska. It's 27-3. The doubt being removed from this one early, it appears, and there's a hold as Baker was being held by Montiel. They went on Vieira, who had a handful of Marin Baker's jersey, and that wasn't where the foul was called. Vergara to Tintor. Natalia spins into the paint, fires it up, and is fouled. She'll shoot free throws. That foul whistled on Ortani. Her second. Western Nebraska has put up 19 shots. Central has put up 6. Western Nebraska has made 10. Central has only attempted 6. Tintor cannot hit the free throw. Central did shoot pretty well yesterday in the plethora of free throws. They were 22 of 30. That second one is good, much to the delight of the soccer players that have made the trip from the dorms over. Asia Mitchell checks in for Adelina Ortani. Minute left to play in the first quarter, 27-4. Western Nebraska. Montiel goes the distance and is fouled at the rack. And that'll be number 5 on Central. So 2 free throws, the remaining 1:01 of the quarter. Montiel will go to the line as Natalia Tintor will get the foul. 5 fouls on 5 different Rustlers in the first quarter. Montiel at the line is on the way and good. 28 points in the first quarter by the visitors from Scotts Bluff. Now more. And she'll sub out as Cook will check back into the ballgame with those pink shoes. 1:01 left in quarter number 1. Fremont Chevy scoreboard, all Cougars. Central just 4 points, 1 for 6. Have only made 1 3-pointer in almost 5 quarters of basketball now. Baker. Baseline right at the knees of Walker. Tintor picks it up, goes for 15, missed it. Good offensive rebound, Marin Baker. Vergara, triple right side. That one skims off the iron, no good. Long rebound by Cipollina, running up, not going to get it. Mitchell the rebound, that doesn't go. And another Marin Baker rebound, her third. 14 seconds left in the first quarter. 29-4. Vergara. Long triple is good at the buzzer to give Central something out of the first quarter. 13 turnovers in the first quarter for the Rustlers, and they have dug themselves a hole. It's 29-7 after one. This is Rustler basketball from Rustler Media.
Myers Gambles is a proud supporter of Rustler Sports Broadcasts. They're located in downtown Lander at 420 Main Street, offering furniture, mattresses, appliances, home office, kitchen, and more. They feature brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Jenn-Air. Turn around, shop in town. More details can be found online at landergambles.com.
Gales Carpet Floor and Home in Riverton and Altitude Interiors of Lander is proud to support Central Wyoming College athletic broadcasts, offering vinyl, hardwood, tile, and laminate flooring. All can be found online at galescarpet1riverton.com and altitudeinteriors.net.
At Central Wyoming College, your future starts here.
Open mic.
We'll come back to that as we hit the quarter buzzer. 29-7. Salt Lake out in front. Western Nebraska, much like Salt Lake, out to a huge lead early. Central 2 of 9 have hit their second three-pointer of the season after going, unfortunately, a dismal 1 of 18 from the arc yesterday. 1 of 4 right now on the Vergara long triple at the end. 2 of 9, 22%. Western 10 of 21, 4 of 7 from the arc. Cook to Mitchell. Corner. Hernandez does not shoot it. Dunca. Underneath. Throws it right into the hands of Wilkinson. 6th turnover of the game for the Cougars. Wilkinson, Ballin, Vergara, Ring, and Baker as Vergara goes to the baseline. Can't score that one. Mitchell, the rebound, starting 5 on the court for the Rustlers. Triple the other side, no good. Mitchell, though, the rebound offensively. Her 3rd rebound of the contest total. Mitchell going to give a pick, gets it back. Spins, rejected by Ring, taken away by Ring. Good job by Laura. Up ahead, Ballin. Vergara has it now. Guarded a long way from the hoop by Cook. Wilkinson back to the basket on the high post. Up top, Baker. Pump fakes the triple. Off glass from 15, no good. Wilkinson, the offensive rebound, and a jump ball called. It'll stay Central basketball. Sophie's 2nd rebound of the ball game.
You have 8, White, 8 seconds.
8 on the shot clock. You could hear the official tell them on the inbound. Vergara, long triple again. Does not hit iron. Rebounded by Dunca. Dunca gets it back. Dribbles into the lane, lost the handle. Hands it back out to Cipollina. Underneath, stolen away by Baker. Turnover number 7 on the Cougars. Played almost 2 minutes of the second quarter and nobody has scored. It's still 29-7. Cougars. Baker back out to Vergara. 7 to shoot. Lob it down to Wilkinson through her hands. Ring picks it up with 3 to shoot. Vergara notices, launches, and can't get it. But Wilkinson on a box out. Can't hold on. It'll go out of bounds. It's going to stay Central basketball. Good time awareness by Vergara. She had to launch. Great job by Wilkinson to go rebound it. Ball stays Central. Ballin going to lob it into Ring. Laura. Right hand scoop on the other side. Going to get called for a foul prior to that, I believe, on Cipollina. No, it's going to be on Ortani. That is going to be her 3rd, though. 3rd on Adelina Ortani. She's This ring comes down. Looked like she traveled with it. And they do give her the walk. Turnover on the Rustlers. Seven and a half left to play first half. Montiel drives the distance and puts it up and in. Laura Montiel has 4. Largest lead of the game has been 25. And Central throws it away again. 31-7, Western Nebraska. In New Mexico, the Lobos lead the Cowboys 38-35, 2:45 left to play in quarter number 3 in the land of enchantment. Right side glass missing, and a fight for the rebound. There's going to be a foul on Western Nebraska, but it'll be Central basketball. That foul is on Cipollina. That is her second. Dunca will come in next dead ball. Ballin's going to bring it into the front court. Got into a double team as it's knocked out of bounds by Cook. Here comes Dunca for Cipollina. Vieira will come in next dead ball. Vergara lost the handle, pulls it back in the midcourt logo. 8 to shoot. Baker back to Vergara. Checks the clock. 2 seconds. Going to launch another long one. That one misses everything. And it will be turned over. I mean, it's as good as a turnover. It goes as a missed shot and a team rebound for Western Nebraska, but on the heave from long 3 range as the clock winds down, a turnover. Pump fake. Hernandez going to go the distance, put it off the window with the left hand. It's knocked on her keister, slides across the floor, but scores it. 33-7. Central hasn't scored in the last 4 minutes of play since the Vergara buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter from 3. Under 6 to play in the second quarter. Bukai and Bayo Sancho going to check in. 2 seconds left, and that one will be a turnover as it's just taken away. 3-on-1 up ahead. Rejected by Ring, pulled back down by Mitchell, and she can't get it to go. And Vergara will get the rebound. Second board of the game by Espy. Ring has it between the circles. High post Wilkinson. Sophie has that poked away and taken away by Dunca. Dunca will go the distance. Try the reverse lay-in. Puts a little English on it and scores it. That's a nice move by Natalie Dunca from Brazil by way of Pacific University. Vergara, baseline, Ring, cross court, Katie Walker, wide open triple, good. Second 3 of the game for the Rustlers. First basket of the quarter comes under the 5-minute mark as they went a little over 5 without scoring. Montiel baseline. Like might have been a travel by Vieira, nothing called. Dunca baseline, Mitchell. Lefty from 10 on the baseline, drains it. Asia Mitchell. Largest lead has been 27 right now, 37-10. 4:15 left. Ball in to Wilkinson, back to Walker now. I keep kidding Katie Walker. I need to see, oh, there's a pickpocket right there by Montiel. Just stole it away from Vergara and scores it. And coach is going to call a timeout with 4:02 left. I'll continue my Katie Walker story. Largest lead of the game now for Western Nebraska of 29. With 4:02 left, it's Western Nebraska 39. It's Central 10. We'll be back with more after this. This is Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media.
Fade and camera 2, cue talent.
Join one of the most in-demand creative and technical careers, new media. Live and work anywhere with your choice of thousands of radio and television stations across the country. Travel the globe as a social media influencer. Join a business marketing team or use your new media skills to start and promote your own business. Wherever your dreams take you, it all begins at CWC. Expect hands-on training in all aspects of media production, including video, audio, social media marketing, and web development. Enjoy learning in a collaborative and inclusive atmosphere. Our small class sizes provide one-on-one attention with our expert instructors. Make your way at Central and start your journey to a rewarding career in new media.
Out of the timeout, Central basketball. Western Nebraska has pulled off the Dogs for the time being. It's become official that CWC women are the number 3 seed. Vergara, left side ring for 3. That one misses, and a rebound comes to the Cougars. Hernandez. Under 4 minutes left to play in the first half. And a reach foul on Central. It's going to be on Estela Bello Sancho, a 5'8" freshman out of Spain. Did not play yesterday. She was under the weather. First personal. First team foul of the second quarter. Not near as many fouls in this game, and we're not going to get 72 free throws, I don't think, like we did last night. At least I hope we don't. Shot, runner, Dunka, basket. She's got 10. (41-10). Walker, another 3. Not going to happen. Another rebound by Lydia Hernandez. Long pass up ahead. Mitchell ahead of the pack. Misses the easy one and Ring the rebound. Left side Ring. Estella thrown away, is anticipating that. Picking it off and taking the distance. Hernandez. She read that telegram. CWC ladies will play at 1 o'clock on Wednesday against Western Nebraska in the first round of the Region 9 volleyball tournament. That'll be at LCCC in Cheyenne. Bello Sancho banking one off glass as she cuts through the lane. Her first basket as a Rustler. Right side dribble, not going to happen. Rebound tipped into the hands of Walker. Two minutes left to play. Walker, triple, good, her second of the day. Katie Walker, 2 out of 3 from the arc. It's 14-8 in the quarter. It's just the 29-7 first quarter dug the Central hole. Taking a little air out of the basketball is Cook, standing at the midcourt stripe, just dribbling right now. They'll spring in motion with 9 seconds left. Cook behind the back dribble, shake and bake. Gives it up, gives it back to Cook for 3 at the shot clock buzzer, no good. Ukai, nice box out for the rebound. Second board of the game for Rhea. Walker, how about 3? No. Front of the iron that time. Coming out of the pack with it is Cook for the Cougars. Up ahead, gonna flip it back out to Cook. Cross courts it. Rising is Dunca, and she will drop out the bottom of that one from about 12 on the left side. Boy, Vergara was tying her shoe, and the referee has no sympathy. Just play on, man. Didn't pause or nothing. It's also a 30-point differential on the scoreboard, too, and that nice no-look backdoor. Walker rejected. No call on the contact. Take it away. Here comes the Cougars. Third rebound of the game for Lydia Hernandez. Shot clock at 20, game clock at 23. They're going to go 4 low, and they're going to let Cook work on Bayo Sancho. Now Mitchell's going to come out and give her a pick. Baseline right side, Hernandez. Gotten a little better position. Her three is no good. Katie Walker with the rebound from half court is no good. And we have played one half of basketball. That's as good a lead into me talking about Katie Walker. And one of the notes when they fill out my questionnaire was memorable moments from their basketball career. And she said, making threes from the logo. And I said, well, I haven't yet. You see it made one from ours. And she said, our logo is too small on the court. She had a shot from the logo right there at half court as the half came to an end, as I give her some heck, teasing her a little bit. 45-14, Western Nebraska with a 30-point lead on Central. Their biggest lead has been 33. 45-15 at the break. We'll be back. It is the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show, reminding you to buckle up every trip, every time. And we'll hit that right after we do this.
At Central Wyoming College, discover your path to success. From ag and equine, nursing and business entrepreneurship, culinary, software development, automotive, welding, cosmetology to outdoor leadership, agriculture, law enforcement, and tribal leadership. CWC has you covered, offering hands-on learning and career-focused programs. Change your future and enroll now at Central Wyoming College. It's central to your dreams coming true. Get started at cwc.edu.
I buckle up because I think about my family and how important it is to know that I'm going to be coming back home to them safely.
My reason for buckling up is that I value safety in my life, and I want to make sure I'm there for years to come for my children. My reason for buckling up is to get home to my dog.
I buckle up because my wife thinks it's a safe thing to do, and I have 2 beautiful little boys to go home to every night, and I just think it's too important not to get thrown out of a vehicle if you have a rollover accident.
I think about my dad when I buckle up. He lost his best friend from not wearing a seatbelt, so I always make sure to wear my seatbelt so he doesn't lose another best friend.
Rustler Sports On Air are brought to you in part by Porter's Supply of Riverton, offering grills, spas, fire pits, gas stoves, wood-burning stoves, and Green Mountain pellets. They are located at 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton. Details can be found online at portersmvs.com. Thanks to Porter's Supply for the sponsorship of tonight's pregame show.
All right, Pepsi-loving football fans, it's time we had a lesson in trash talk. You heard that right, trash talk. And I'm not talking about that stuff that happens on the field. What I'm talking about is trash, like literal trash. And it's the only thing that belongs in your garbage can. No, recycling might not be as thrilling as converting a 4th and long or taking a kickoff to the house. But I think we can all agree Hail Marrying plastic bottles into the recycling bin gets pretty close. And let's be honest, your spiral could use some work. So next time you're thinking about throwing that Pepsi Zero Sugar bottle away, just cap it back up and pretend you're down by 6 with the recycling bin wide open. Know the difference? Make a difference. Be a team player and recycle. Visit PepsiTrashTalk.com to learn more.
We're back. This is the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show. Halftime score 45-15 in favor of Western Nebraska. And like I mentioned, this is the 28th meeting between these two teams, of which Western Nebraska has won officially 24 of the previous 27 attempts, and they look to be well on their way to taking care of business here as we are at the half. David Kellner, the scoreboard operators, firing from 3, trying to win a free night stay at the Hampton Inn and Suites, the sponsor for the Hampton Inn and Suites Tip-Off Classic at CWC. Cowboys are now down by 10 in the start of the fourth quarter, 45-35 at New Mexico, as the Cowboy football season not going the way that they would like. Taking a look at first half statistics brought to you by Buckle Up for Life Wyoming, reminding you to buckle up every trip. That is our friends at YDOT. 29-7 at the end of the first quarter. Western Nebraska outscores Central 16-8 in the second quarter to build a 45-15 lead. Largest lead of the game has been 33 as the Rustlers have not had a lead in this ball game. They did lead 3-0 yesterday in that ball game, so they did have a brief lead for a moment on Salt Lake, but no lead changes in this one. Leading scorer right now, Katie Walker's 2 3-pointers have her with 6 points to lead the Rustlers. Sophie Wilkinson had the first 3 points of the game. She also has 4 rebounds. 3 points for leading scorer SB Vergara so far in this ball game, and that was a 3 at the buzzer at the end of the first half. And much like yesterday, it is just a stifling defense by Western Nebraska that has gotten the Rustlers to turn the ball over 19 times in the first half. Only 24 points off of those 19 turnovers. 22 points have come in the paint in this one. But the Western Nebraska Cougars leading 45-15 at the intermission. Zoe Cipollina has 13. Natalie Dunca has 12 to lead the way for Western Nebraska. Adelina Ortani has 7 points with 4 rebounds, 6 points for Laura Montiel. Lydia Hernandez has 4. Asa Mitchell has 3. That's the scoring. Western Nebraska has out-rebounded Central 19-12 by the official statistics. I have it a slightly different than that, but they have 19-12 on that. Central is 3 of 10 from three-point land, and I have them actually at 3 of 13 from three-point land, which is better than yesterday, honestly. At only shooting 23%, it's better than the 1 for 18 that they did in yesterday's game right now. But it is 45-15 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. This is the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show. We'll come back. We'll take a look ahead at next weekend here at CWC, and also talk about the volleyball team and their first round at the Region 9 tournament. We'll do that after this break. This is the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming halftime show. It is Western Nebraska 45. It is Central 15, and we'll be back after this.
At Fremont Chevy in Riverton, being in the community isn't just how we do business. It's our way of life. We think of our team, our customers, and our local community as one big family. For us, being community partners is more than just a source of great pride. It gives us a deep sense of responsibility. We are excited to bring you the scoreboard for Rustler Athletics on Rustler Media. See Fremont Chevy online and at North Federal Boulevard in Riverton.
Support of Rustler Radio comes from Fremont Therapy. They have been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletes for over 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes and their families one-on-one. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. Their services include hand therapy, orthopedic therapy, pre- and post-rehab, and more. You can find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment at FremontTherapyGroup.com. They have locations in Lander, Riverton, Green River, Rock Springs, Saratoga, and Rawlins.
Bailey Enterprises is a supporter of CWC Athletic Broadcasts. Bailey's operates Pit Stop Travel Centers, Bailey Tire and Auto Service, Bailey Oil Company, Speedway Cafe, Evergreen Wholesale, and Central Wyoming Transportation. All can be found online at BaileyTire.com. Stick around for Bailey's postgame show after the game.
Back on the Wydot, Buckle Up for Life, Wyoming halftime show. 45-15 our score. Big thanks to Porter's Mountain View Supply, our pregame sponsor. Bailey Enterprises, our postgame sponsor. And you have the Fremont Chevy scoreboard in today's game, as pretty much everybody in the crowd has been given a chance to shoot a half-court shot so far, and pretty much everybody in the crowd has missed at this point right now. CWC Volleyball has been given the number 3 seed as they will go to the Region 9 tournament in Cheyenne. They will take on the Western Nebraska Cougars in volleyball, and they will be doing that, I believe, at 1 o'clock on Wednesday is the time for that. 1 o'clock on Wednesday for the women. And they have played Western Nebraska a couple of times. I believe on the last time that they played Western Nebraska. Has it been more than once? Nope, just once. September 20th, they played as part of the Wyoming Invitational, and it was to the buzzer, 15-13 in Game 5 after a 27-25 game number 2, and that one was a battle. So look for another battle between Western Nebraska and CWC when they meet on Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Coming up next weekend, the CWC men and women will be hosting another basketball tournament. For the women, it is 4 home tournaments. That's 8 games right out of the box that they'll get at their home court during the season. They'll host one during Thanksgiving as well, and then another one later in December. But they will be hosting Clarendon College out of Texas and Treasure Valley out of Idaho. The men will entertain Salt Lake Community College, and then a prep team. They're called the Utah Rebels. I don't know if you remember Rexburg United. That was some former college athletes that still wanted to play and compete and do some things. It's a team called the Utah Rebels. That's who the men will play on Saturday afternoon here at CWC. The men are 1-1 on the season after having lost yesterday to Utah State Eastern, but then winning today in overtime over Lamar, Colorado. That'll be next weekend. It'll be more Rustler Basketball Classic action. The women at 5:30, the men at 7:30 on Friday. Then they'll go at, I believe, it's going to be 1-3. I actually don't know what the times are going to be on Saturday, to be honest with you at this point, looking ahead at the schedule. What I do know, we are at the intermission. It is 45-15 in favor of the Western Nebraska Cougars over the CWC Rustlers, and this has been your halftime show brought to you by Wydot, Buckle Up for Life Wyoming, reminding you to buckle up every trip, every time. Buckle up. Second half is next. It will be Western Nebraska basketball. They have a 30-point lead on the Rustlers on Rustler Media when we come back.
Support of Rustler Athletics comes from Sutherland's on North Federal Boulevard in Riverton. Whether you have a minor repair or a large project, take advantage of Sutherland's many rewards. Sign up for our emails and monthly gifts. Save even more with the Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus consumer credit card. Apply online or see a store associate for complete details. You can order online for in-store or curbside pickup at Sutherlands.com. Sutherlands of Riverton, helping you build it better since 1917.
At Central Wyoming College, your future starts here.
Open mic, fade and camera 2, Q Talent.
Join one of the most in-demand creative and technical careers, new media. Live and work anywhere with your choice of thousands of radio and television stations across the country. Travel the globe as a social media influencer. Join a business marketing team or use your new media skills to start and promote your own business. Wherever your dreams take you, it all begins at CWC. Expect hands-on training in all aspects of media production, including video, audio, social media marketing, and web development. Enjoy learning in a collaborative and inclusive atmosphere. Our small class sizes provide one-on-one attention with our expert instructors. Make your way at Central and start your journey to a rewarding career in new media.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're bringing more providers and medical specialists into the region. We're investing in more advanced medical technologies and spending millions to upgrade facilities and equipment, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Rustler Radio sports broadcasts are brought to you in part by YOTV, 307-851-9397. It's football season. Don't get penalized with unnecessary expenses. Get a V-Box from YOTV. All the games with no subscriptions. And not just football. You'll get to watch everything, including your TV shows, even your local channels. Get a V-Box from YOTV, 307-851-9397.
Join Central Wyoming College this November for our second annual Veterans Day concert, honoring the brave men and women who served our country, with performances November 10th at 2 p.m. and November 11th at 7 p.m. This event will fill the Art Center Theater with stirring renditions of patriotic songs, paying tribute to our veterans. Come together as a community to express gratitude and appreciation for their sacrifice. Don't miss this powerful concert, November 10th and 11th at CWC. For more information, visit the CWC Theater box office.
45-15, Western Nebraska out in front of the CWC ladies. I'm John Gabrielson. Thanks for tuning in to Rustler Media. Cowboys have scored. They now trail New Mexico 45-42. Still 13 minutes left to play in that ball game in New Mexico. Halftime over. As you see SP Vergara, the middle of your screen. She's out there with Laura Ring, Tal Ballin, Sophie Wilkinson, and Marin Baker. Nice back door, left-hand cut, easy buckets to start things off by Lydia Hernandez. Going to work on getting our halftime graphic changed on the screen for you as Tal Ballin goes to the floor and is tied up, but it's going to stay Central basketball. Ballin, Baker, Vergara, Ring, and Wilkinson. There you see Ryan Davis in the middle of your screen, the head coach. Laura Montiel, and they'll get the 10 count. Central had very little time to get that ball across the timeline, and that is the third 10-second count that Western Nebraska has forced on the Rustlers. Left side corner, triple, Cook missed, ball in the rebound. It's the Tal we know. Again, I don't think she's feeling 100% yet after the illness. Wilkinson down to Ring, posting up, turns with the right hand and scores. Nice job playing with her back to the basket by Laura Ring. Knocked that one in. Montiel was open to take it to the rack, but she instead peels it back out, and Cook's going to get pinballed around in the paint and fouled. Tal Ballin, second personal. Really enjoy talking to our players, getting to know them as more than just basketball players out there in the interviews we do on Rustler Media. Triple no good, but an offensive rebound by Hernandez. Just spin. Shot doesn't go. Vergara the rebound. Espy, left side, top, Wilkinson, down low to Ring. Nice, excellent pass. Give and go. The New Zealand connection. Laura Ring, back-to-back buckets. And she has 4 points. And then Western Nebraska almost throws it away. They managed to gather it back in. Hernandez, Montiel, Dunca, baseline, tries to scoop, can't. Wilkinson takes the rebound away. She'll turn into a point guard, bring it to midcourt, gives it to Baker, now Vergara. 8 minutes left to play. Going to try that high-low game again. Dunca says not this time. Vergara steps into a three. That one's in and out, stays out. Baker tries to save it, can't. And it will go out of bounds to the Western Nebraska Cougars. Good luck to Callie Cook, our CWC cross-country runner representing in nationals in Richmond, Virginia. She will leave on Thursday, I believe, of this week to go run this weekend. Nice back door again. That one a little too far out in front of Hernandez, however. Nice behind the back dribble. Baseline, Montiel shovels it into the hands of Hernandez. She can't make it. And Laura Ring will grab her fourth rebound of the ball game. Baker back to Tal Ballin, now standing in the midcourt circle. Vergara. Mitchell will check in next dead ball for the Cougars. SB almost traveled. Tal ends up with it. Tal Lou using her elbow to get some room. Ring baseline is floating. 6 is good. Laura Ring has 6 points in all of it in the first 3 minutes of this third quarter. Central still trailing, though. They must have given Hernandez only a 2 on her basket, as they have 47-21 on the actual scoreboard. I had 48-21, but I think they only gave her a 2 instead of a 3. Baron Baker gets tagged with the foul on that one. Mitchell checks in for Dunca. Dunca, very athletic 6'1". Like I said, transferred from Pacific University at D1. They say she was shooting that? They did. Zipolina will have her 14th point of the game. Oh, she was shooting it. Now that I watched the replay, no doubt that she was shooting it. (49-21). Baker loses the handle, but tipped out of there by Montiel. Stays Rustler basketball. Cowboys have back the football now. 8:46 left, trailing 45-42 to New Mexico. Vergara to Ring. Ring throws it away. Not sure who that was going to. Long pass up ahead. Montiel laid off glass and score it. Point advantage, 51-21. And there is the, well, that was, should have been the fourth 10-second count as Tal Ballin gets free and knocks down her first triple of the season. Does Tal. Last year she was 38% from three-point land, and she knocks that one down. Montiel, nice play, reverse lay-in, easy bucket for Cook. Montiel with a dish. Looking at assists in the first half. They had 18 assists. Montiel had 5 in the first half alone, and she's added another couple here in this quarter. Ortani, Dunca, and who was that? Katie Vieira checks into the game for Ryan Davis's Western Nebraska Cougars. Appreciate Ryan emailing and then chatting with me prior to the game, helping me get to know a little bit about the Cougars. Tal Ballin, back-to-back triples. Central has outscored Western Nebraska 12-8 in this quarter, but still trail by 26. And in all fairness, Western Nebraska has taken the full court pressure off as well. Dunca, shot goes over the rim and falls out. Rebound by Vergara. I remembered Ryan from his time at Sheridan, and then talking about his days as part of the University of Kansas. Ooh, hard collision between Baker and Hernandez at midcourt. And I think Marin got the worst end of the deal. I think she might have got Hernandez's shoulder right in her face, and Lydia Hernandez, the first Cougar there to make sure she is okay, and good sportsmanship show there as Baker's going to come off the court after that collision. Wow, that was a scary collision. I'm going to try to go back and watch this happen again as, I think maybe she caught her elbow. Hernandez's elbow was up above her shoulder and might have just caught Marin right in the side of the head by the ear. They're going to clarify whether or not shot clock. Boy, Marin gets up seeing stars. Great camera work. Noah and Addie up there. And like I said, Lydia Hernandez was the first Cougar over there to make sure she's... you don't really ever want to hurt somebody in this. And Lydia, very good sportsmanship to come over and check on Marin Baker. Shot clock at 30. 4:44 left as they did reset it. It's going to be Cougars basketball out of that. Marin Baker in the corner of the gym being attended to by Stephanie Gallagher. Would be surprised if she's holding up fingers, asking her where she's at and who's running for president Tuesday, and she got tagged pretty hard. You hope that Hernandez is okay as well, as she has come out of the contest as Lydia. Montiel shovels it right side from Vieira to Dunca. Cook thought about a three. Cook played 35 minutes yesterday, by the way. Shot clock down to 10. Shot going to go up and a foul as Ortani will go shoot free throws. Stephanie Gallagher, our athletic trainer, still talking with Marin Baker in the corner of the gym. 2 free throws coming up on the foul by Tal Ballin, which is her third. 6 points for Tal, back-to-back triples. Central has shot the three better today. 5 of 16. It's only 31%, but it beats the 1 of 18 they were yesterday for sure. First free throw is good by Ortani. Second one is true as well. Tinter will check in for Central. Tal Ballin will come out. Uncharted territory for Tal as she fouled out in the middle of the third quarter yesterday, and I say that tongue-in-cheek. And I think that's a product, like I said, of getting to know these kids. I know I'm not making fun of them. I'm joking with them as Vergara is fouled in the backcourt, I believe, by Montiel. It is. Much like last year, Emily Sawyer, tremendous person, got a technical in one of the games, and I called her Emily T. Sawyer after that, and she knew I was kidding. Getting to know these kids as kids and not just student athletes out there on the court. Had a great pregame interview with Marin and SB yesterday. Hope to have the coach of the postgame today. Tintor takes a pass from Wilkinson, gives it back to Sophie. Baseline ring. Laura puts it on the floor. Step back, 15-footer, good. Ring has 8. How about that 6'1" freshman out there? A little step back, 15-footer. Top of the key, Dunca. Montiel throws it away, and that'll be turnover number 8 on Western Nebraska. Trying to go down low to Dunca. Full court pressure back on by the Cougars. Coach Wyatt coaching his team as Vergara gets it across the timeline. Hand it back to Katie Walker. Katie tries to go behind the back. Got stuck on her hip. Picked up. Ring to Wilkinson. She's 6'3", playing out there at the top of the key. Vergara knocked to the floor. No good. It's just going to be 2. She got knocked to the floor by Vieira. And Vergara gets up slow. And we've got a media timeout or just a sub timeout? Just a sub. Vergara's taken the tape off of her right hand. She had tape on her right hand to start the game, and she has done taking that off. Maren Baker is back on the front of the CWC bench now as Mitchell checks back in for Western Nebraska. Vergara at the line. SB yesterday was 8 of 10 from the free throw line, and she hits that. Central has outscored Western 13-10 in the third quarter. But the doubt was removed fairly early in this one at 29-7 at the end of the first quarter. Vergara makes the second. Zoe Cipollina will check in. 15 points for Cipollina, 12 for Duncan, 9 for Urtane, 8 for Montiel, 6 for Hernandez, leading the Western Nebraska charge of their 55 points on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Spin move, 12-footer in the paint is going to roll in for Cipollina, who has now 17 points. Cipollina yesterday scored 22, so she'll be averaging 20 points a game when Western Nebraska plays next week. And by next week, Ring will score again. She has 10. All of it here in the third quarter. Foul underneath. Western Nebraska will host 10th-ranked Casper Saturday. Then they'll take on Eastern Wyoming Tuesday of the following week. Their season gets underway. Ring will get her first foul, by the way, in the midst of that. Lefty on the way by Mitchell. Back of the iron, does not spin in. It's an 18-12 third quarter in favor of Central. I'm hoping that with Maren Baker back on her spot where she is on the bench as Mitchell makes the second free throw, that she is okay and uninjured. Long, dangerous pass against a press. They will break it, though. Tintor through traffic off glass. Missed it. Wilkinson battles for the rebound, and Central's going to get the rebound. 2:08 left in the third quarter. 58-33. Western Nebraska by 25. Vergara, 3. Good. Second triple of the game for SB. She's got 8. Central 6 of 17 from the arc. Ring battling Mitchell. Gives the ball to Cook. Underneath baseline, Hernandez stepping into a 3 and knocking it down is Ortani. And a quick timeout by Ryan Davis. 1:41 left to play, third quarter. Western Nebraska still in charge, 61-35. And we'll be back. It'll be Rustler Basketball on Rustler Media.
At Central Wyoming College, discover your path to success. From ag and equine, nursing and business entrepreneurship, culinary, software development, automotive, welding, cosmetology to outdoor leadership, agriculture, law enforcement, and tribal leadership. CWC has you covered, offering hands-on learning and career-focused programs. Change your future and enroll now at Central Wyoming College. It's central to your dreams coming true. Get started at cwc.edu.
Rustler Radio is supported by Altitude Interiors by Gales and Lander. Altitude Interiors offers a wide range of flooring options, including carpet, laminates, luxury vinyl plank, and more. Additionally, they provide walk-in showers and custom rug binding services to match your specific size and material preferences. Installation services are available, and financing options can be discussed. Learn more about Altitude Interiors by visiting altitudeinteriors.net.
61-36 Western Nebraska on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, comfortably out in front, although CWC has outscored the Cougars 21-16. Hey, the Wyoming Cowboys have scored a 27-yard touchdown on a pass from Caden Anderson. Stevenson scores Cowboys lead 49-45, 4:44 left to play in New Mexico. But the Cowboys have the lead. Boy, what a track meet that one is, 49-45. Full court pressure broken by Central. Tintor throws it away. Hernandez goes the distance, misses the lay-in. Vergara, her fourth rebound. Walker at midcourt. Hands the ball to Vergara. Good physical, tough, hard-nosed defense by both Salt Lake last night and Western Nebraska today. Central, I think, taking a learning page there. Ring steps around and scores. 12 points for Laura Ring, all of it in the third quarter for the 6'1" freshman from Dunedin, New Zealand. Under a minute left to play. 23 points by Central, outscoring the entire first half. That might have been a violation there. They've scored 23 in this quarter after only scoring 15 in the first half. Take to the rack, misses. Vergara, rebound number 5. SP crosses to Walker, her third three of the night. Did not get it as it skims out. Rebound to Cipollina. Long lead pass up ahead, wrap around underneath. Turning, scoring is Lydia Hernandez. 15 seconds left. Central outscoring the Cougars by 5 in the quarter, but still trailing by 25. Vergara, last second buzzer beater again, not going to get close. 3 quarters are in the book on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. It is Western Nebraska 63. It is Central 38. We'll return after this timeout. Fourth quarter on the way from Rustler Media.
Myers Gambles is a proud supporter of Rustler Sports Broadcasts. They're located in downtown Lander at 420 Main Street, offering furniture, mattresses, appliances, home office, kitchen, and more. They feature brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Jenn-Air. Turn around, shop in town. More details can be found online at landergambles.com.
Gales Carpet Floor and Home in Riverton and Altitude Interiors of Lander is proud to support Central Wyoming College athletic broadcasts, offering vinyl, hardwood, tile, and laminate flooring. All can be found online at galescarpet1riverton.com and altitudeinteriors.net.
Buzzer welcoming you back to Rustler Gymnasium on a Saturday afternoon, the final game of the Hampton Inn and Suites Tip-Off Classic. I've been looking at my stats and my archives to see just exactly how many in a row this is for Western Nebraska, and for some reason I have CWC winning just 4 games ago. I have the score 70-51 Western Nebraska, but I have it as a CWC win, and I'm not understanding why I would have had that. So it may actually be a little bit more worse than I think on game situation. Katie, pump fake, floats 12, got it. Good aggressive take by Katie Walker. She now has 8 points. Left side, wide open. Cook for 3 is good. Elena Cook has 5, all in the second half of this ball game. Ballin loses that one as it shoots over the rim. On Teal's third rebound. Dunka from 15, missed it. Offensive rebound by Ortani. Swinging it, three-pointer in the corner, good. Lydia Hernandez for 3. Full court pressure on once again. and knocked away with 1 second on the 10 count as a foul is whistled on Cook, her first personal. First team foul of the second half. I'm looking at the NJCAA's archives, and they have completely changed their archives as Ballin shoots a three in the corner, doesn't go. Bailey Enterprises postgame show in 8 minutes off the clock. We'll interview Coach Keith Wyatt after his first weekend as a head basketball coach at CWC. Three on the way. Good. Boy, Cook, Hernandez Cook. 2 threes, 3 threes back to back to back. They've pushed the lead back to 32. Again, their biggest has been 33. Vergara falls down, goes to the floor, throws it off of a Cougar out of bounds. It will stay. CWC basketball and a timeout called by Coach Wyatt. 9-0 to start the fourth. 72-40 Western Nebraska. 7:45 left to play.
County10.com supports this Rustler Radio broadcast. At County 10, their mission is to connect the communities that make up Fremont County. Whether you're looking for updated community news, the local events calendar, up-to-date job listings, the details about new businesses in town, the Student of the Week spotlight, or just want to watch local athletic events, County10.com is working to keep Fremont County communities connected.
Rustler Sports On Air are brought to you in part by Porter's Supply of Riverton, offering grills, spas, fire pits, gas stoves, wood-burning stoves, and Green Mountain pellets. They are located at 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton. Details can be found online at portersmvs.com. Thanks to Porter's Supply for the sponsorship of tonight's pregame show.
And Fremont Chevy for their scoreboard sponsor. Buckle up for Life Wyoming, your halftime statistics. And also a thanks to Bailey Enterprises for our post-game. So here's another interesting conundrum is the NJCAA has revamped their website. They have no stats for 20 to 21, 21, 22, 22, 23. Those stats are AWOL. And that's where we would have seen that Western Nebraska Central game that I have in question. Because outside of that, the most Western has ever scored is 115. They're not going to do that tonight. Central's most has been 72. And that was not even in a win. That was in a 101-72 loss. Central's low was 23. The game that they lost here at home was 115-28. in favor of Western Nebraska. Central, though, keeps swinging in this one. Find themselves down by 32 with 7.5 left. Tal ball and triple. Missed. Rebound by Sophie Wilkinson. Ring shot no good. Ball bounces out of bounds as it hit nothing but the floor. Might have been a travel. Crowd wanted it. Ortani partially blocked by Ring. Saved by Mitchell, but right into the hands of Ballin. Tal 1-on-3. Flips it back to Vergara at the hash mark in front of the coach. Vergara has to check out. Foul whistled. Baron Baker back into the game, by the way, which is good news as Mitchell knocks that ball away and takes it away from the Rustlers. Spin, back out. 3-ball, Ortani, knock it down. It is a three-point clinic for the Cougars here. They've outscored Central 12-2, all from beyond the arc in the fourth stanza of this one. Baker had that collision at midcourt. She's okay, back out there. Shout out Latai Charles, former Lady Rustler. Nice tape. Baker with a left hand, puts it up and in. Latai watching on Rustler Athletics, and then Central gets caught napping on the other end as Cipollina gets her 19th point of the contest on a runaway the other direction. 77-42. Gonna stop in play. Dunca back into the contest. Starting 5- Vergara right now. Walker is on in her place. Points I was talking about scored was specifically between these two teams, as Central has scored a bunch in different games. There's a nice turnaround by Dunca. Walker for three, doesn't drop in. Wilkinson got hit in the face. She goes down. Up ahead with 5:05 left to play. Appreciate the Tervort family supporting the Rustlers, even though Tiffany's on injured reserve rehabbing. Hopefully she's making progress. Baker's going to stop and pop three. Back of the iron and good. Maren Baker with a new career high as a Rustler. She has 5. After scoring 4 several times in games last year, she put in a ton of offseason work and seeing the fruits of her labor. 5 points for Baker. Dunca, turnaround 10, good. She's got 16. Definitely missing seeing number 2 on the court. Oh, good pick by Wilkinson, but they're going to call her for a foul as she kind of put it to Helena Cook at the 15-foot line. And that'll be an offensive foul and a turnover. Rhea Ukai will check back into the lineup. Four minutes left in this one. 81-45, Western Nebraska. Nice back door, Montiel scoring. Largest lead of the night as Western Nebraska got outscored in the third and said that's not going to happen in the fourth, and they've outscored Central 20-7 and a turnover, and then dropping to the floor, kind of trying to turn the corner and turning it right back over. Might have got an ankle there as Villara, as she's kind of ginger on that left ankle now after she went down in front of the bench. Baker has it knocked away from behind, taken away by the Cougars. Up ahead, Montiel, 2 steps laid up and in. Montiel with 12. 22-7 in the quarter now. Central back at it at home next week. Clarendon College out of Texas and Treasure Valley out of Idaho coming to Rustler Gym. Ring to Walker. Walker's floating 10 goes back to the iron, no good. Ring had 12 points, all of it in the third quarter. Under 3 minutes left to play. Montiel dishes, but not being able to handle it was Hernandez, as Mitchell and Cook will check back into the Cougar lineup. Be double headers next week, men and women, on Friday and Saturday. The men will face Salt Lake, the Bruins, who have been the Final Four, I think, maybe the last couple of years, maybe 2 of the last 3 or something like that. A very good program in Salt Lake. Salt Lake, they're pretty much ranked in every sport just about every year, as the Rustlers will throw that one away. Hernandez, left-hand layup, good. 24-7 in the quarter, a 42-point advantage now, 87-45. Ballin's going to be fouled by Montiel with 2:03 left. Montiel's second team foul. Bailey Enterprises postgame show coming up, 2:03 off the clock from now on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Think of the Hampton Inn when you come to watch the Rustlers in Riverton. Hampton Inn and Suites, that's got to be a kick, doesn't it? Montiel ends up with it. She'll take it to the rack and score anyway. Trying to get us free tacos, I think, if they hit 100 out of 89 right now. Laura Liberal will check in. Stella Bello-Sancho, Natalia Tintor, all getting ready to come in for Central. Tal gave up the dribble, needs someone to get it to, finds Baker. Marin, 12 to shoot. Penetrates to ball and baseline. 12 is going to drop. Tal with 8. Minute 12 left to play in the contest. The Fremont Chevy scoreboard. It's been all Cougars. Jumped out to a 29-7 first quarter and have not looked back. Triple on the way, no good. Their first miss from 3, I think, in the entire fourth quarter. Ring runs down the rebound. Ballin. 50 seconds remaining. Got 3 subs, have been waiting to get in for a while. Walker, right hand floater doesn't go. Rebound by Ortani. Up ahead, Montiel. Kicks it back corner. Cook for 3, that's good. 11 for Cook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in double figures for Western Nebraska. Led by Cipollina's 19, Dunca 14, Ortani 15, Montiel 14, Hernandez 13, Cook 11. Final 10 seconds of the ball game, 92-47 is going to be your final, as Western Nebraska will just hang on to this one. And this game has come to an end. 92-47, Western Nebraska taking care of business against Central. They're now 2-0 as they win 2 games at the Hampton Inn and Suites Basketball Tip-Off Classic at Central. Central will drop to 0-2 on the season. Stay with us. Your Bailey Enterprises postgame show is coming up next. This has been a presentation of Rustler Media and Rustler Sports. The postgame show brought to you by Bailey Enterprises next.
I buckle up because I think about my family and how important it is to know that I'm going to be coming back home to them safely.
My reason for buckling up is that I value safety in my life, and I want to make sure I'm there for years to come for my children. My reason for buckling up is to get home to my dog.
I buckle up because my wife thinks it's a safe thing to do, and I have 2 beautiful little boys to go home to every night, and I just think it's too important not to get thrown out of a vehicle if you have a rollover accident.
I think about my dad when I buckle up. He lost his best friend from not wearing a seatbelt, so I always make sure to wear my seatbelt so he doesn't lose another best friend.
All right, Pepsi-loving football fans, it's time we had a lesson in trash talk. You heard that right, trash talk. And I'm not talking about that stuff that happens on the field. What I'm talking about is trash, like literal trash. And it's the only thing that belongs in your garbage can. No, recycling might not be as thrilling as converting a 4th and long or taking a kickoff to the house. But I think we can all agree Hail Marying plastic bottles into the recycling bin gets pretty close. And let's be honest, your spiral could use some work. So next time you're thinking about throwing that Pepsi Zero Sugar bottle away, just cap it back up and pretend you're down by 6 with the recycling bin wide open. Know the difference? Make a difference. Be a team player and recycle. Visit PepsiTrashTalk.com to learn more.
At Fremont Chevy in Riverton, being in the community isn't just how we do business, it's our way of life. We think of our team, our customers, and our local community as one big family. For us, being community partners is more than just a source of great pride. It gives us a deep sense of responsibility. We are excited to bring you the scoreboard for Rustler Athletics on Rustler Media. See Fremont Chevy online and at North Federal Boulevard in Riverton.
Rustler Radio sports broadcasts are brought to you in part by YOTV, 307-851-9397. It's football season. Don't get penalized with unnecessary expenses. Get a V-Box from YOTV. All the games with no subscriptions. And not just football. You'll get to watch everything, including your TV shows, even your local channels. Get a V-Box from YOTV, 307-851-9397.
Bailey Enterprises is a supporter of CWC Athletic Broadcasts. Bailey's operates Pit Stop Travel Centers, Bailey Tire and Auto Service, Bailey Oil Company, Speedway Cafe, Evergreen Wholesale, and Central Wyoming Transportation. All can be found online at BaileyTire.com. Stick around for Bailey's postgame show after the game.
Bailey Enterprises postgame show brought to you by Bailey Enterprises, Bailey Pit Stop, Bailey Tire and Auto. Wyoming Cowboys defeated New Mexico today. How about that for a wild one? 49-45. That was 35-35 at halftime of that ball game. So I got to doing a little digging during the timeout, and Central did lose 70-51 in one game, but actually they won by forfeit in that. So Western Nebraska won the game 70-51, but Central ended up winning it on behalf of the forfeit. So in essence, and I'm looking at two, so of the 28 meetings, Central has only beaten Western Nebraska one time. The other two times were both forfeit wins, as I looked at that. So, unfortunately, that's how that goes. We're going to talk with the head coach here in just a couple of seconds. Looking quickly at some final statistics in this one, Salt Lake got out to a 29-7 lead on Central at the end of one quarter. Outscored them 16-8 in the second quarter to take a 45-15 lead into the half. Central, though, would outscore Western Nebraska 23-18 in quarter number 3, and that kind of woke up the bear, if you will, as Western Nebraska then outscores Central 29-9 in the fourth stanza of this ball game and wins it 92-47. And head coach Keith Wyatt is with us. And Coach, I can't think of two tougher team programs to open up your tenure as a head coach with.
Yeah, for sure. I think we like it. I mean, it's tough to play them and take these kind of losses, but we've talked a lot about it's going to make us better in the long run. You know, it may not seem like it now, but it is going to make us better. So we have to keep believing that. But yeah, you're right. It's two very, very tough teams to start it out with, and they're going to make us better, though.
If nothing else, shows you, the level to aspire to.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we did pick it up a lot from our scrimmages in just 2 weeks. So I think we understand what pace we need to be at and level at. But it's time to take that next step now this next week for sure.
The girls mentioned that after the scrimmages, it intensified in practice, and I'm thinking that's continuing now.
Yeah. It's just kind of every week you just have to level up a little bit, and we watched the film. I watched it a lot last night from Salt Lake, and I'm going to watch this one obviously, and we'll review it on Monday and all week. But yeah, every week is just to level up and just trying to get better and better each time we can.
It's hard to see the scores and think good things, but tell me some stuff you saw positive from your team.
I think last night we competed. We just kept competing. Tonight I think we got a little bit off. We got off to a slow start competitive wise, but at halftime we came back in and we finally started executing some of our stuff. It just once we get the spacing and the timing down of everything and kind of what we want to do and able to handle it against pressure too, we can actually do some stuff. So I thought that third quarter was really good. We played some pretty good defense. They're really good shooters, so we got to work on our closeouts and all that. But we actually started executing and listening and making some shots too. So I liked that. I like to see that. And our effort, was pretty good. It can be a lot better, but we still kind of sustained, that playing effort. So that was good.
1 of 18 on the home floor from 3 yesterday. Shot much better today, and still not great by that
better,
stretch,
yeah,
but better to help with some confidence. And then Laura Ring scores 12 points in 1 quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was, like you said, got to execute some of your stuff.
Yeah, she's I think she's still figuring it out. She's from New Zealand, obviously, so just the whole shift to America, has been, it's a different world.
Got to get used to that. It's the same 94 feet.
Exactly.
Things are the same there that is in her world.
Yeah.
So
it's a different game here, but it's it's still basketball. So I think as the year goes on, she's going to get more comfortable, and she can really help us. She can shoot the ball, she can post up a little bit, like you saw tonight in that third quarter. So we got to get her going a little bit, but it's just a lot of confidence too. I mean, we have good players, we have a good culture, we have a good team. We're just playing some tough teams right now. And again, we're figuring stuff out, too. It's early in the year. So we're playing the long game.
I saw SB had tape on her hand at first half, didn't have it in the second half. So I don't like that or something. And
we've had some bad luck, too. She jammed her thumb high-fiving in practice, one of our closeout drills. And she kind of hasn't been, the same, her shot especially with that hand. But they're tough. We have a tough team. They care a lot. They work really hard, and they'll play through some injuries.
Marin okay after the collision at midcourt? Okay, good.
She might have, some bruising on her eye, but she was good after that.
Okay.
So,
that's good news. Good. So 2 home games next week, Clarendon out of Texas and Treasure Valley out of Idaho. What do we know about those teams? What do we expect to see?
Well, I think it's the same stuff. I mean, I think the schedule is really tough to start, and then obviously when you get into region play, our region is really good too. So it's the same for us. We just got to go back to work, watch the film, correct some things. We're going to watch film and have scouts on those 2 teams as well. But it's just we got to work. We got to listen more. We got to execute a little bit better. It's just time. We need more time together. Our team they're learning a lot of new stuff, and we have 6 new players, a new culture, new system. We just need some more time to figure it out, and I'm very confident that we will.
All right, and then your thoughts on your first 2 games as a head coach?
It's great. It'd be nice to win, obviously, or be a little bit more competitive. But I love what I do. I love coaching this team. I think, like I said, they're a joy to be around. We got to figure out the basketball stuff, but our culture's been really good, and we're staying strong and we're together. So it's been great. So I'm enjoying it. It's not a good start, wins and losses, but culture-wise and team-wise, I feel good about us.
But perennially, these 2 teams have had the CWC number, as I've stated in that.
And Western they'll be ranked here soon as well. I think they're one of the best teams around too. So it was good though. It's good to start at the top and know where we got to be, and then work our way towards that.
I will let you go be with your team. Cool. Thank you for coming up, and we'll talk to you next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Keith Wyatt, the head coach of the CWC ladies. Real quick, I want to fire out some final stats here for you, some scoring wise, and there was 6 different Cougars in double figures. Thanks, Coach. 22 for Cipollina. You had 16 for Dunca. You had 14 for Montiel. You had 13 for Hernandez. 11 for Cook. 12 for Urtane in the contest, 6 in double figures for their 92 points. On the other side, Central was led by Laura Ring with 12, and all 12 of that came in the third quarter. Katie Walker scored 8, hitting a triple, 2 3-pointers, I guess. Tal Ballin had 8, scoring 2 threes as well. SB had 7, 5 for Marin Baker, 3 for Sophie Wilkinson, 1 for Natalia Tintor, 2 for Estela Bello Sancho in the contest, but a final count today of 92-46. The final score, and I have 92-47 is what I had on my score sheet as well, but 92-47 is the final score. But Western Nebraska putting it to the Rustlers once again. They're 0-2 on the year is CWC. CWC men are 1-1. Volleyball team will be the number 3 seed as they head to the Region 9 tournament coming up on Wednesday, 1 o'clock. They'll take on Western Nebraska in the first round of the Region 9 volleyball tournament there as well. Back at you again on Friday, men's and women's doubleheader doubleheader, 5:30, 7:30. The women taking on Clarendon, Texas. The men taking on Salt Lake. Love to see a great crowd in the Rustler Gymnasium. Huge thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and her crew for being part of the broadcast and probably the most essential part of the broadcast and what they do on the video side of the equation. I'm John Gabrielson. This has been a presentation of Rustler Media. See you next week. I'm John Gabrielson. It's Rustler Media, 88.1 Rustler Radio as well.
That concludes the Bailey Enterprises post-game show. This broadcast has been brought to you in part by Porter's Mountain View Supply, Buckle Up for Life, Wyoming, Bailey Enterprises, and Fremont Chevy of Riverton. Also by Admiral Beverage and Pepsi Cola, Fremont Therapy, Myers Gambles, County 10, the Sutherland Lumber Company, Wind River Cares, Gales Carpet One, and Altitude Home Interiors, and by the Wind River Casino. Thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media degree students from Central Wyoming College and engineer Francis Obakoya. This has been a presentation of Central Wyoming College and Rustler Media.
This is KCWC FM.